A Look at Finance is underwritten by Janney Montgomery Scott, trusted advisors for generations.
Welcome back to your Thursday night edition of Look News. We're taking a look at finance with Stephen Carleton from Janney Montgomery Scott.
Thanks, David. Good to be here.
It's good to have you here. We got a lot on tap for you tonight. We're going to start with the track. Yesterday on Look News, we brought you that press conference with the new CEO at the track, Chris Kay. Only been on the job for a couple of weeks, talking about Naira, you know, some of his experience, what he wants to do for Saratoga.
You know, this is an individual that's got a really interesting background. Like, he doesn't have a lot of horse experience. He came right out and admitted up front and said, you know, this isn't my area of expertise, but what I'm really good at is the marketing side of things. He's got a great history with Universal Studios, with Toys R Us, turning things to be more profitable. And so this is exactly what Naira needs. It's going to be an interesting journey for him the next couple of years.
Yeah, of course, as you know, at home, the track is back under state control after that wagering scandal. You know, Chris Kay's looking at this as a business. He's a CEO. He's run, as you said, Toys R Us, Universal Parks. He wants to get the money flowing into the tracks in New York State and actually start to make this thing working the way it should. Let's talk about that in a moment, but let's play a soundbite from yesterday. Chris Kay talking about making the track, getting the track to generate some revenue.
If you look at the revenues generated from racing and our expenses, you see a situation that is either a negative or break even. If you want to see this organization grow, you need to be able to have additional funds. You need to be able to create facilities where people will want to come. And those are issues that exist today at Naira.
Just talking about making some upgrades at the track, getting, you know, he says the current situation is that, you know, Naira's either negative or breaking even when they're, you know, they're making money. It shouldn't be that way.
Well, this is a novel idea, right? With these types of organizations, they're supposed to break even or lose a little bit of money. Here we have an outside CEO saying, let's shake it up a little bit. Let's make Naira profitable. Let's invest in this. Let's turn a profit. And I think it can be done.
Yeah, I think, I mean, what Chris Kay says is he's going to, you know, with others, he recognizes his experience in horse racing, as you said, is not very much. He doesn't have a lot of experience at all. He says that he will work to make it a more profitable, strong financial organization, address capital improvements, not only Saratoga but the other tracks, and get a more efficient management team in place.
Yeah, and I think this is exactly what Naira needs, and I think this is definitely somebody that has the right skills to bring that about.
All right, so we'll keep watching as this season unfolds. And then Chris Kay, to his credit, held that press conference yesterday. He's been pretty open with the media, wants to get the message out, and it's kind of nice to see that.
That's what Naira really needs, to make things a little bit more transparent. That's what people are looking for, and I think he hit the right tone.
Yeah, it is a state-run organization right now, so they should be transparent. Big news. We've been talking about this for a while. Apple and Global Foundries. Now, we reported this on Monday. You've been talking about this during our financial segments for weeks and months now. A possible deal with Apple to produce microchips that could go into iPads and iPhones right here in our area.
You know, we've been excited and we've been anxiously looking to see if this would unfold, because for years now, Apple's been dependent on Samsung for a lot of the technology. And with Global Foundries now right in our backyard, Apple now has the ability, instead of outsourcing this technology, to build it in-house right in upstate New York. So this would be a huge coup for the CEO of Apple. If he could bring this business back to New York, back to the U.S., I think it'd make a great story going into the next quarter.
Well, it'd make a great story, as you said. You know, you're a tech guy, gadget guy. There's new iPhone models coming out. To say that those were made in New York, not only the United States, but for us, made in New York, would be great in our own neck of the woods.
Absolutely. You know, it's this is a company that has gone through a lot of transition in the last year, and I think Global Foundries has the capacity, they have the wherewithal, they have the space to do this. And they're raring to go, so our fingers are crossed that they can make this happen.
Yeah, I mean, Global Foundries, I think, said in one of these reports, and this is secondhand reporting, but in one of the credible reports, that they have equipment that's just sitting there waiting to be used. They've got some of the best equipment in the world, and they're just waiting for customers to come in and say, hey, let's make a deal.
Yeah, I think that over the next few weeks, over the next couple of months, to watch to see if this unfolds, because this isn't just a short-term contract. This could be a real shift globally for Apple to bring some of that technology back to the U.S. and that manufacturing. So definitely this would be huge for the area and huge for the country.
Stay tuned. Oil prices. There's something else you predicted a couple of weeks ago, that they were going to just start to go up and up and up. And as you said, folks are now just starting to buy into this in the markets, and we're seeing oil prices. We could see $4 gas pretty soon here.
Yeah, we're getting dangerously close to that. You know, we're within, you know, just edging up to 109 now on oil, and this is huge. And this is the time of year where things really build. I mean, we had a lot of uncertainty in the Middle East, but oil prices now are going to really start to pinch people's pockets. They're spending the free money, cash flow. It's tourist season. People are driving a lot. You know, this is something that, you know, we're watching to see, is this going to take off? Is it going to build momentum? And it certainly had a great run. And we talked about this last time. We were looking at $82, $83 a barrel, and it looked like it was going to break out. And we've certainly seen it.
You know, you said uncertainty in the Middle East, but is this purely driven by the investors, the stock market, by, you know, by the markets? Or
it's a fair question.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts to this, but you know, it's one of those trades that's a popular trade, and people start to pile onto it. So when people start to see oil taking off, hedge funds jump in, traders jump in, mutual funds jump in. So it's kind of becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. When they start to see the price move, everybody starts looking and chasing after it. We've seen it before where it just kept going and going, you know, up into the 130s. So it's been there.
All right. Well, we'll stay tuned. Just stay to the gas pump, and you'll see what it looks like. All right. Stocks. Stock market's hitting new highs. We've got some news on Google and Microsoft as well.
Yeah, we had a 17-day run now. It's the best run in 32 months. Stock, S&P, Dow, all-time highs. We had Google and Microsoft report today, missed in the top and the bottom. Not good news going into the next quarter for them. People are really hoping for more there. And then the last big news today, right after the close, was Detroit. Largest city declaring bankruptcy. So this is big news. We'll be watching the next couple of days to see how the politicians weigh in on this.
There was nowhere for Detroit to go except bankruptcy.
Mathematically, there was a lot of people saying this was a certainty. Eventually, there was going to have to be some sort of filing. But this isn't some small, you know, city out in the middle of nowhere. This is a banner city, a great story, you know, a long historied story there. So for them to declare bankruptcy, this is going to take a global attention.
All right, well, stay tuned to that, because I think whatever happens in Detroit is, as you said, going to be something that other cities are going to watch that are struggling financially.
Exactly.
Detroit, though, the largest that's done this in the United States.
Largest U.S. city, but yes, it'll reverberate. I think there'll be a lot of cities across the U.S. watching to see how this shakes out.
All right, some good stuff there.
Thanks, David.
Get your Sears sucker suit ready. Trek season opens tomorrow.
Exciting. Can't wait.
Right. Stephen Carleton, first Vice President Janney Montgomery Scott, thank you. Now, to see this segment and all our Look at Finance segments, head to our website. It's looktvonline.com. We post them there each and every week.